Welcome back to the Padded Room. This is Talking Tech with Wayne, and I'm Wayne. Greeting to all of my regular viewers, and a warm pleased to make your acquaintance to all of my new friends. This has been quite an interesting season. We've explored Google searches, smartphones, tablets, and the apps they run. We have done even some thinking about digital estate planning. Today, the topic is security in the 21st century. Security. What is it? Well, Google defines security as the state of being free from danger or threat. So the question is, can we be secure? My belief is that we can't be completely free from threat, but we sure don't have to offer ourselves up to the bad guys on a silver platter. We can develop sound habits, both in cyberspace and the real world, that minimizes our risk. Today, we will begin the conversation, but it by no means the definitive truth. It will evolve as we contribute from our experiences to the collective. Join the discussion on our Facebook page. As always, this episode will be recapped in our newsletter. If you have not already done so, go to our website to sign up for it. The website and the Facebook page is scrolling along the bottom of this screen. Our helpline number is there as well, where trained techs are standing by to answer your questions 24/7, and best of all, it's 100% free. This community of users will determine the path of these episodes, and their depth and worth will be dictated by our collective effort. So, where was I? Oh yeah, security. We have in our previous episodes touched on the topic, but today let's drill down a bit. Updates. What and why? Let's start with why by first painting the landscape. Virtually every electronic device purchased in the last 5 years is connected to a network which has a pretty creative name, the Internet of Things. Okay, maybe they could have worked a little harder on the name, but in their defense, it is pretty descriptive. There are a host of reasons why having a device that's connected to the Internet is a good thing. The biggest being access and convenience. Take an internet-connected refrigerator. Yeah, I hear you guys in the back row laughing, but trust me, it is a thing. Look it up. Anyway, the convenience is the ability to scan groceries as you put them in, and away goes trying to figure out whether you bought that milk on Tuesday or last year. You can kiss the smell test bye-bye. Not only that, but how about its ability to add items to your shopping list, even while you're in the market? Now that is a neat trick. Next season, we will devote an entire show to smart homes. So you may ask, that sounds cool, but what in the Sam Hill does an intelligent fridge have to do with security? Well, it's the connectivity. Any internet-connected device is a target. So you're probably saying that if a hacker is out to get my arugula, then by all means he should have at it. Well, if only it were that simple. If you've heard the saying that a chain is only as strong as its weakest link, then the same can be said of a network. We talked a few episodes ago about what a network is. And just as a review, a network is two or more devices connected together for the purpose of sharing a resource. Some of us that worked in an office where what was being shared was a printer have an idea. So, having this fridge on your home network without it being properly secured means that yes, Mr. Frigidaire, you are the weakest link. I waited my whole life to say that on air. So, should you run and unplug your brand new $2,000 refrigerator? No. That would mean that the bad guys win, and they don't get to win. Not on my watch. Well, what can you do? Now, the what. With a few easy steps, you can secure any connected device. Step 1. Update, update, update. No matter if it's a toaster or a MacBook, update anytime it's offered. Always click OK, yes, allow, proceed, or any one of 100 affirmations. C. There are bad guys out there just banging away on everything that's out there on the net. When they find a weakness, they write what's called an exploit to, exploit the vulnerability. The manufacturers find out about this weakness and the resulting exploit, and they get to work figuring out how to shore up that weakness. They then push out the fruit of their labors as an update. This cycle of one-upmanship continues, so don't become a statistic. Always update. Step 2. Change your password from the one that the device is shipped with. The bad guys already have that one. Rule of thumb is it should be easy to remember, but hard to guess. Even better, use a password vault. Most of them will come with a password generator which will suggest a strong one and remember it as well. LastPass and 1Password are paid services, but Google provides a free one if you have a Gmail account. Step 3. If what I explained in Step 1 or Step 2, all you heard was wah, 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 then find someone to do them for you. If your life lacks such a person, then call our helpline. As I said, there's a great amount of overlap, meaning that what's good for Mr. Refrigerator is good for Miss Laptop. So leaving the Internet of Things, let's look at securing computers. The two areas concerned, update and passwords, apply here as well, especially passwords. In the case of any portable device, their greatest attribute is also their Achilles heel. Their portability makes them susceptible to loss or theft, either of which can be unfortunate. But compound your loss of property with a loss of data, and that unfortunate incident may have just become a calamity. Strong passwords can help, as can a backup. Strong passwords can help, as can a backup. Always making sure any data you have lives in at least 2 places. Most security experts will say 3, but I'm a realist. One reliable backup is better than none at all. Having one in the cloud is the best, in that you can access that one from any connected device. I see a hand raised from one of our kids in the back of the class. Your question is, why would I want my data in a cloud? Well, you wouldn't want it in a cloud, but in the cloud. I see an explanation is in order. Well, the cloud is a catch-all term meaning any service, application, or drive that is not local to you or your machine, i.e., on the internet. The big tech giants all have cloud-based services. We're talking about drives now, so Google has Google Drive, Microsoft has OneDrive, and Apple has iCloud. Those are a few of the big ones, but there are others. Most will provide its own flavor of backup systems, and then there are services like Carbonite and Barracuda, which are not cloud-based drives, but cloud-based backups. The difference being that a cloud-based drive is essentially an extension of your device in the cloud, and a cloud-based backup is mainly a disaster recovery option. In any case, make sure your backup is automated. It is imperative that you take the human factor out of the equation. There is no conversation about computer security that doesn't include virus and virus protection. So, what is a virus? Well, I'm glad you asked. We did cover some of this in the earlier show, but let's review, shall we? The term virus has become a digital equivalent of the boogeyman, covering all things that go bump in the cyber night. At its core, a virus and all those things that infect computers are pieces of computer code with a purpose. What that purpose is travels the gamut from mildly irritating to downright dangerous. On the irritating side of the spectrum, we have adware, which, as the name suggests, helps advertisers target you with unsolicited ads, either as pop-ups in your internet browser or as unsolicited emails. You may recognize the latter as spam. No, not the delicious canned potted meat, but that mountain of unwanted email clogging your inbox every morning. On the other end of the spectrum, we find spyware that allows the unscrupulous to extract your personal information for their dark purposes. Antiviruses are key. A good antivirus will remove most of unwanted malware without any intervention for you, but their greatest benefit is in alerting you that there is a problem. In tech, as in the real world, realization of a problem is your first step to mitigation. Make sure your software updates as well. If it's telling you it's time to update, then do it. If the cost is an issue, there are free ones. Some technicians question their effectiveness, but I think that this is a case of free is better than none at all. However, your first line of defense in cyberspace, as in the real world, is you. This begins the first day you take that device out of the box. Begin paying attention to how it runs. Get a feel of it when it's working well, so that when that changes, it should send up a red flag. Also, understand the risks of searching the internet and conduct yourself accordingly. This means developing good net hygiene. What is net hygiene? Well, just like its biological namesake, it is a pattern of behavior that contributes to a healthier you, and in this case, healthier technology. Let's see what that looks like. Well, it could be as simple as staying away from unknown sites, avoiding clicking on links you are uncertain of, and minimizing the amount of personal information you put out there. Pause and ask yourself, why does this company need this kind of info? And more importantly, what will they do with it? Your information, especially phone numbers and emails, are what amounts to digital currency. And if you don't want your information bouncing around the web, be careful about where you put it. An email, it looks like not clicking on links and opening unexpected attachments. Even it looks like if it came from someone you know and trust. Avoid overreacting to emails that deliver warnings about an issue. These issues travel the gamut from identity theft, suspicious bank account activity. Never click on links or call numbers in these emails. You don't have to ignore it, but follow up with a call with a good number, or going to the website you know is legitimate to check out its authenticity. Later today, we'll talk about some of the most popular scams you need to be on the lookout. It also looks like filtering your comments and posts on social media. Posting about an upcoming vacation or your new big screen TV may seem like innocent chatter, but your friends and family may not be the only ones paying attention. A little forethought may help you avoid a lot of pain. Remember, employ the same savvy you've used your whole life here in cyberspace as well. Smartphones, tablets, and laptops require a different awareness in terms of security, in that many of us load them up with as much personal information and data as our home computers, if not more. But unlike our home computers, they don't benefit from locked doors. Having them with us at all times means we have to be extra vigilant. Taking the same precautions as you would with a computer means updates, backups, and good net hygiene. They're all in order, but with their mobility sets them up with additional dangers. The possibility of loss or theft means you need to establish extra security. Putting a passcode or password on the device helps, and enacting a locator service is even better. Android and Apple devices allow you to set them, and some will even allow you to wipe your data remotely in case the device is no longer in your control. Well, as promised, the following are a few of the scams that are circulating around. Our first one is called phishing, and like its real-world counterpart, it entails them casting a wide net to see if they get any nibbles. It is not unusual for the bad guys to send out several hundreds of thousands of emails at a time. They only need a small percentage to be caught in their net for it to be a lucrative endeavor. They send phishing emails that appear to be from legitimate organizations, whether it's a charity group, the Social Security Administration, or the IRS. But as soon as you click a link in the email, you're sent to a fraudulent website that may look legitimate and asks you for personal information, including your logon information. Other types of phishing emails claim to offer work-from-home job opportunities, information about health insurance or Medicare, or loans or other types of financial relief. Phishing scams don't always come in the form of emails either. You should also watch out for suspicious-looking texts. For example, the Federal Communications Commission, the FCC, reports that many Americans are receiving texts from the FCC Financial Care Center offering $30,000 in relief to those affected by COVID-19. However, there is no such program, and these texts are simply a way to trick you into providing personal information. Next up is the charity scam. These are trying times for many of Americans who have lost their income or are battling health problems, and many good-hearted people are donating to charities to help them. However, these people are often prime targets for scammers. Some scammers are impersonating well-known charities or groups like the World Health Organization to solicit donations. You may receive a call, text, or email from someone saying they're asking for donations on behalf of a legitimate charity, and you have to provide payment information over the phone or in an email. If you receive a call or an email that you're not sure is legitimate, don't provide any information or click on any of those links. Instead, go directly to the charity's official website and donate that way. We also have relief payment scams. The FTC is getting a lot of reports about fraudulent calls, texts, and emails coming from people pretending to be from the Social Security Administration, IRS, USCIS, and FDIC. These fake government messages might say that you're approved for money, can get quick relief payments, or get cash grants due to the coronavirus. Scammers might also promise you small business loans or send you an alert that a check is ready to be picked up. These are all scams, and none of these messages come from a government agency. If you respond to these emails, calls, or messages, they may ask you for money, personal information, or both. Don't give it. And remember that the surest sign of a scam is anyone who asks you to send cash, pay with a gift card, wire money, or pay with cryptocurrency. Then we have treatment scams. One of the most insidious types of scams involves fraudsters calling their victim and impersonating a doctor or other healthcare professional. They may tell you your friend or loved one is being treated for COVID-19, saying you need to submit a payment to cover the hospital bill. Other scammers are trying to sell fake cures or treatments, often targeting those who are the most vulnerable to the virus. One scam in particular is offering free coronavirus testing kits to those with diabetes in order to collect personal information. And that's according to the FCC. Some scammers may also say that they're selling health insurance or other bogus products that promise to protect you from COVID-19, asking for payment over the phone. Then there are Social Security scams. Social Security recipients are always at risk of being targeted by scammers, but it's especially important to be careful to avoid coronavirus-related scams. According to the Office of the Inspector General, OIG, Social Security beneficiaries report receiving official-looking letters saying their benefits are being suspended due to COVID-19, unless they call a phone number provided in the letter. When they number, they are instructed to provide payment or verify personal information in order for their benefits to be reinstated. Social Security benefits are not affected by the coronavirus, so if you receive a call, email, or letter telling you that your monthly checks are suspended, hang up. Also, keep in mind that the Social Security Administration will never ask for your Social Security number, bank account information, or any other personally identifiable information over the phone or in an email. They will also never ask you for payment in the form of a wire transfer, gift card, or prepaid debit card. If you're ever unsure about whether the call, email, or letter you received is legitimate, contact the Social Security for more information. Now, let's look at employment scams. The Better Business Bureau shared a new warning about employment scams because scammers are using the pandemic to make their schemes seem even more believable. One victim says she was excited when she saw a check for almost $2,000 come in the mail. The money looked so promising, she said, and all she had to do was be a secret shopper for the COVID-19 supply chain. According to our contract, the woman was to deposit the check, of course supplying her account information, then go to 2 different Walmarts where she would observe whether employees were wearing masks and practicing social distancing. Lastly, she was asked to test the gift card system, purchasing 4 gift cards worth $400 each for a total of $1,600. Using the money from the check, also supplying the gift card information, the remaining balance of almost $400 would have been her pay for the job. Needless to say, the check was bounced and she was out of the money, and the attack rendered her bank account insecure. Now, for social media data trawling. FCC has identified a number of quizzes circulating on social media which claim to test a person's knowledge of coronavirus and the impact of the pandemic. In reality, they are a means to obtain a sort of personal information associated with confidential online transactions. This might be mother's maiden name, family information, name of first bet, as well as contact details. Once harvested, this data could be used to facilitate identity fraud, such as resetting a bank account password. Although most of the following threats don't actually fall in the auspices of tech, any conversation about security that doesn't include them would be short-sighted. Bad guys have been putting on uniforms, pinning on official-looking badges, and ringing doorbells since there have been doors and doorbells. Don't be the next victim. When answering the door, try to identify them before opening it. Video doorbells are great, and if you can afford one, that's the way to go. If that is out of your budget, then try to invest in a peephole. Make sure the outside of your home is well lit and trim all bushes that could be a good hiding place. Remember, when buying a big ticket item like a TV, fold the box inside out and, if possible, tear and fold it up when putting it out in the trash. Also, get to know your neighbors. Pay attention to new faces and call the police if something seems out of the ordinary. Join a neighborhood association or a local networking site like Nextdoor. Bad guys count on operating in the dark. Collaborating and sharing experiences bring them into the light. Next season, we will be looking at smart homes and examine the benefits, including security, they bring. And remember, everything discussed today and in every show will be recapped in our newsletter. Log on to sign up and join the discussion on Facebook. Well, that looks like all the time we have. It has been my pleasure to be here today, and I look forward to the next time we can do it again. I wish you all a farewell.